This is all about you. This is your weekly oracle and tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. The oracle card reading is an energy reading. It is not a horoscope, so it's for Aries energy. So wherever Aries influences your natal chart or influences your life. So you may be dealing with an Aries. Pull up a chair because you're going to want to hear this. All of these themes are extended, articulated, and personalized by an in-depth tarot card spread that I do in an extended reading, which also includes your romance-specific predictions for this week. So head on over the description box. You'll find the link. Head on over to the extended after this video. There is a new Aries video every single week. So please do subscribe to the channel, hit that box below, and then ring that bell, and you'll get notified when I upload all your favorite content. Aries, what is your energy for this week? No, I don't like it. I don't think that's you. Aries. Okay. Thank you. Learn from the past. 2 + 5 = 7. So number of 7, which is the number of creation, but this has to do with finances. This also has to do with it has to do with finances. It has to do with stubbornness. It has to do with all of a sudden something dawning on you and you realizing like how it feels, not just how it is, but how it feels to be in a specific situation, as in something that you had been associated with in your past. You may have looked at it from afar, but you didn't really comprehend it because you were in an objective position before. And now you're actually understanding it from an emotional perspective. In other words, something that you had experienced somebody else experiencing, you're now experiencing yourself. So there is an energy of trying to understand through the past, trying to build or create something out of what you're going through now based on all the little bits and pieces that you can put together from what you understand, information that you gathered or experiences that you had in the past. Now, you may not have even realized that these experiences would ever be something that could help you. I don't think it was arrogance. I just think that you didn't think about these things for a long time because, like I said, maybe it had happened to a friend of yours or it had happened to a family member, but it hadn't happened to you. And so there is a sense of, there was a safe distance between you and these circumstances before, but now it's almost like putting everything together and realizing, I think the full breadth of what was really going on, and now being able to, I don't know, it's almost like, I think get angry over it. This feeling of pushing forward and charging through. It's more than determination though. It's anger, it's piss. Think about a stampede. Think about wanting to bulldoze your way through something now, because it's almost like larger than life. Maybe even feeling like you are being bulldozed right now, or that you have the strength, so much anger, so much maybe even rage that you just want to bulldoze right through something right now. Think stampede energy. It's almost like that. It's a sense of, there is a little bit of sense of desperation here. No, I'm not calling you desperate, but there is a sense of desperation and fear, sadness, and trying to save your life. So there's a sense of charging away. You don't want to end up the way somebody else ended up. That's kind of what it is. Now this could, because this is Taurus energy, it's a very stubborn energy. It's a very persistent energy. And it does have to do with the 3D. It has to do with something that's happening in this world. It could be, in other words, not just emotional or psychic. It has to do with something that's actually happening in the 3D world. So it could very well have to do with your finances, because Taurus rules the house of finances. And material items or material things. I don't think you want to be in the circumstance or situation. You don't want to be in the same place or the same predicament that you watch somebody else go through. You know what I'm saying? It's like, something about the past is sort of like haunting you. Remember, we are going into full retrograde season. There's just a sense of a lot. Wow, this is a lot of energy for you guys. Just going to shuffle through. See, here we are with this feeling, with this. You never thought that it would happen to you, and it's almost like the impossible has finally happened to you. 7 plus 4 adds up to 11, which is an energy of enlightenment, an awakening. But there is a sense of really not liking this feeling or liking what you've been awakened to. Yeah, the impossible, something that you thought was impossible happened. And I think it caught you off guard. Sing your own song. So this is liberation and freedom, the energy of 3 coming together, a wholeness, liberation and freedom. You never thought that this would happen. Maybe somebody getting free, maybe somebody getting away with things that were a little bit nefarious. Or 6 plus 3 is a 9. Yeah, something that's like there's still a piece still missing. Looking and digging, trying to find some value where there isn't any, or trying to make something, trying to find the value, trying to find the beauty, trying to find some sort of reason maybe to stay or to hold on or to keep going. Trying to find something that works for you. I don't think there is. This is your central energy. This is Piscean energy, Aries. This is something being hidden. But no. This is more your psychic connection. Understanding something that lies beneath the surface. Understanding that you don't know the whole truth, or that the whole truth hasn't been completely revealed to you. Spirit has a plan. This is the divine looking over. And in other words, the acknowledgement that the control is not, you're not in control, that the control, you don't have control. And that is a very uncomfortable position for you to be in. But there's also a sense of this has sort of like spinning at, it's sort of like spinning and running its own gears. There's a sense of destiny here. This is 3 plus 5. So all of this was yes, okay, fine. There's something in divine time. Oh God, there's so freaking much, Aries. Life is speeding up. This is Gemini season. It's almost like things are going too fast. Things are going out of control. It feels to me, this is what it feels like. It feels to me like you're in a car that's been hot wired. There are no brakes and somebody else is driving at like 150 miles an hour. And where normally you would maybe even get a rut, you're scared for your life. It's all happening too fast. It's all going too fast and you don't have the wheel. You don't have any, and you're just scared. There's something about this circumstance that you're in that you're just scared. But this is also a sense of there's divinity here. There's a lesson to be learned. There's something that you're supposed to know. There's something that you're supposed to know. There's something that you're supposed to see and understand and almost expected to see and understand right now. 8 plus 5 is 13. The only way that you're going to get any kind of grounding right now is to tap into spirit, pray, meditate, find your attachment to spirit again. If you've lost it, and maybe that's what this is a sense of relying so much on your own reliabilities and relying so much on what you can get done in the 3D world, thinking you could just bulldoze through anything. You have in turn lost contact with spirit or any kind of spiritual connection or spirituality in your life. And if so, it really needs to be brought back, because that's the only way that you're going to get control back. That's the only way that you're going to see the energy. You're going to feel solid ground beneath your feet is attaching to spirit. It's almost the only way that you can feel solid and feel secure is by reconnecting to a sense of spirituality, is through faith and psychic connection. So it really has put you in an impractical position. It's almost like things are spinning. I just keep feeling like a runaway horse or a runaway cart. You know, it's like who's driving? Nobody knows. Then we have lay a solid foundation. This is Virgo energy. Almost feeling like like, okay, if you have any potential for taking back the reins when it comes to dealing with the situation, it's going to be in maybe 6 months from now, or maybe if you're lucky, 6 weeks from now, that you'll ever actually be able to harness and get your hands back on those harnesses and be able to rein things back in. There's a sense of really not getting solid ground or feeling any sense of you affecting or influencing the situation for a while. So it's the, like I said, the only way to connect or feel connected is, and you keep hearing people tell you things, but it's like the same thing is over and over and over again. It's not anything, it's not anything new. It's just the same old, same old. It's like everybody's saying the same thing and nothing's really helpful. But this is Virgo energy, and watch your words. This has to do with mercurial energy. Where is Mercury now? I think Mercury is in Cancer. Mercury in Cancer is a very tough energy because it's very passive aggressive. It doesn't say what it feels. Lots of times it holds back. It's not a direct, straightforward. It like hints at things, but it doesn't really completely reveal itself. So there's a sense of a lot of frustration right now in the way that things are being communicated to you. Yeah. You're definitely not hearing, forget about you're not hearing what you want to hear. You're not hearing what you need to hear to make you feel any kind of security or make you feel like everything is going to be okay. You're not hearing anything that you need to hear. Forget about want. It's need. This is need. And this is you really being at a point where you just want to push through something and shove through something, but that's not going to work. This is a time for meditation and prayer. That's the only thing that's going to really work, is re-establishing that connection with spirit that maybe you've been disconnected from. And maybe that's what is that sort of remembrance from the past, is like maybe you used to pray, maybe you used to go to church, maybe you used to see how it affected your parents, or that other people really needed church but you never really did. There's a sense of there's a sense of getting back to, there's a sense of getting back to your faith system. You see clearly now. This is taking advice, a counselor, a consolatory. This is seeing the truth, seeing through the darkness. Really like being able to see your way through the darkness. Like, and that's basically just a sense of, once again, faith. This is a presence of somebody, a counselor maybe, or somebody who has been through this before. In other words, connecting with, maybe you've been wanting to connect with but haven't been able to connect with, people who have been through this before, people who have, people who could understand, or those people that you watched go through this, you want to connect with them, you want to talk with them. Those are really good people to talk to as well, because they'll give you a sense of, no, not just the fact that they're going to give you a sense of connection. They're going to give you a sense of empathy, not just sympathy, because you don't want sympathy right now. What you want is somebody who really understands what you feel, and because the emotional component is everything. It's like it's changed the whole dynamic. When you were objective and just looking at things from afar, it was something that seemed easier to handle or easier to deal with. But now you know that when you're actually in it and you're actually experiencing the emotions of going through it and how it makes you feel and what it does to you as a human, you need empathy. You need somebody who understands the oppression that comes from the fear, the worry, maybe even being treated badly or treated poorly, or feeling like you're being betrayed or frustrated. You need somebody who understands the psychological impact of that emotional stress. And so this is somebody who has basically counsel from somebody who has already made it through, who has made it through the dark, who has been able to find their way through the dark despite not having much help at all. This and that are true. Things are very ambiguous right now. We are in an in-between world, right? Caught between the surface, the air, and the water. It's just, and this is usually playful energy. This is very frustrating energy for you because you don't feel like anybody's taking you seriously. you don't feel like anybody's really caring, or you just don't feel a connection to anybody right now. There's a disconnect that is really disheartening for you, and it's exacerbating that feeling of desperation or wanting this to be over as soon as possible. Overcome any obstacle. This is more Taurus energy, but changing how you make it through things and how you deal with things, because this is also a bull in the china shop too. But this is also a more positive energy, a sense of knowing that you can make it through, a sense of self-confidence and self-worth returning, maybe because of being able to talk to people who can connect with you and just help you feel like a human that's still valued again. Whatever you're going through, there's a real sense of pride being decimated. There's a real sense of almost feeling like a lost child, and it's because of the emotional impact, and I think it's the vulnerability that you've been made to feel by everything spinning out so fast and you having no control over it. Believe in yourself, so you will be able to come back and be able to start laying a foundation for the future, planting seeds now, getting things done. This is more Virgo energy, a sense of finally being able to rein yourself in just by believing in yourself. And I think that connection to faith is going to help you find the sense of self-worth that you need to know that you're valued, that you're valuable. This is also a sense of hold on to things. Don't overspend. Okay, don't. You need to squirrel it away. You need to hold on to your resources. You need to really defend your finances right now. It's just necessary. Like, be very, very, and you don't like that either. You don't like a sense of having to be restrained. But at the same time, you have to be. There's a sense of being really, really almost cheap with yourself. And then we have clear out the clutter, which is 8, 9, 10. I think being able to let go of feeling like you're nothing because you've had to alter so much about the way that you live your life. Letting go of the past, letting go of this emotional, letting go of any past preconceptions that you had, like literally discarding them and getting rid of anything that you've held on to from the past, or any assumptions that you've made, because Virgo energy can be very judgmental too, and Cancerian energy holds on. It's almost like Cancers are more involved in what has happened in the past than what's going on in the future. So there's a sense of really needing to let go of any ways that you have judged, or going through this is pushing you out of ways that you used to judge people, or ways that you used to see people. You could be seeing friends in totally different ways. You could be seeing their experiences in totally different ways. Things that you had judged harshly in the past, you're now judging. You're now like, oh, I should have really been more understanding. Or things that I thought that person would be there for me more. There's a sense of your judgment on people is changing, and it's being affected by what you're going through right now. Let's flip the camera around. Hold on. Okay, so here's your full spread. Okay, I hate when that shows. I'm sorry. It's a candle wax stain. Here's your full spread, and there is literally your grounding energy. What's going to ground you is getting rid of prejudices from the past, ways that you judge things, especially when it surrounds the way that you see faith and your connection to spirit. If you have decided that you didn't need that, you didn't need anything like that, this is the time for you to reconnect, because you absolutely do. It is the only thing right now, your connection to faith. I don't know if it's full-on religion, and I don't promote any specific religion, but a connection to something that's bigger than yourself is going to ground you and help you get through these hard times. There's also a sense of taking spiritual advice or taking counsel from somebody who is able to help you heal because they've experienced it too. And through empathy, once again, a much more emotional, psychological connection is going to help you be able to really process all the things that are happening to you in the 3D right now, because the judgments that you made about this same circumstance that you're going through now, the judgments that you made when you were just watching other people going through them, you're seeing the emotional impact right now, and you're realizing, wow, I misjudged that. That I made a bad call because of the emotional impact. So there's a sense of letting go of any decision that you made about this circumstance in the past, and changing your mind about the way that you feel about those things, about specific things, whether it be faith or religion or even a specific person that you're dealing with. There's a sense of all of those things changing now, and how you view this circumstance and how you view this person. It's completely and totally changing because of how this circumstance that you're going through is humbling you, the humbling effect of the emotional impact of what you're going through right now. And it's meant to change you. It's meant to make you open up and get out of the bad habits of maybe feeling superior, of understanding how it feels to not be in control and to have your life be in the hands of somebody else. It is an extremely humbling time for you right now, which is definitely an awakening. It's a growth period. It's an enlightenment period for you. So Aries, I'm going to continue this with tarot so we can articulate specifics. And then I'm also going to do your romance reading. Please do join me. That link is in the description box below.